Royal BBN Fan Show. We're back in the house again after the first win. Man, I don't know what, man. I keep forgetting to bring my mic up here, but I'm back. Something sounds odd. We're back. I'm excited to be here once again. Our Wildcats are finally 1-0, and we're looking forward to a very successful season. Stick around tonight. We're going to talk about the ball games. Earl, you're first. I don't know who. Let me see 1 second. There you go, right there. Who's finally nobody? Who's finally first? Nobody. Good job, man. Way to be here. He's the first guy today. So welcome in, guys. It's definitely good to see you guys. You guys are sitting back. Woo-hoo! Finally first. Man, this is gonna be a fun night tonight. You can already tell, man. You guys, you tough. Hurl's tough to beat, man. It's like Hurl sitting back like, and so he. Actually, Harold, to be honest with you, hey Paul, good to see you. Harold, you would have probably won. Harold, Larry, thanks for you joining. I was looking into what's the name and I saw that my hands was ashy, so I had to go. I had to go put some lotion on. So Harold, you might have been first if I didn't do that. But anyway, guys, welcome in, man. Kentucky's 1-0. A big win over Southern Miss. Nothing that we didn't expect in the first place. We're really excited about moving forward in the season. I want to give a big shout out to the Kentucky fans who stuck around at the ball game and continue to cheer on their Wildcats despite of what the weather was like. No one seemed to have left. Everyone wanted to stay, and they would have stayed until the ball game was over if they decided to play 4 quarters. But we all know that it got ended early with 9 minutes and something left in the first half. In the third quarter. But the Cats got a win. We got out healthy, and everybody's ready to go. Bro, it's just like our Cats. It finally felt good to see our Wildcats on the field, and they look good. It was the first game of the year, so a couple of things that maybe some jitters. It was Brock's first start, so it was some things that we definitely got to work on or whatever. But overall, I think if we would have had, for me personally, and I know people, I'm eating in my hands, how crazy. Hey Jimmy, good to see you, man. Some people might argue with this, probably if you're a Vandy fan, Chris. But me personally, I feel like with the momentum, with the way that we was picking up steam, which we should be, I think if we would have played the whole 4 quarters, I think we probably would have hung about 50 points on those guys that night. And that's just my thoughts. That's just my opinion. But hopefully we get to see the whole ball game against South Carolina. Hopefully it starts on time. Hopefully, there's no rain delays or nothing like that. If so, then we need to get with Mitch and tell him it's time to build a dome for us to play in. But Dave, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. I appreciate it. Chris be talking playoffs now. I know, right? Chris walk around with his chest poked out right now because Vandy got a win over Virginia Tech. But hey, big shout out to those guys too who got a win. I think overall the SEC took care of business this week, with the exceptions of Texas A&M and LSU. Those guys just couldn't get it done. But anyway, Kentucky got a win. We're excited. We're moving on towards Brendan. We're moving on playing South Carolina. So this week, if you're just like since the end of the basketball season and now up until now, and if you really didn't really follow me, a lot of you guys don't have Facebook. A lot of people do have Facebook as well. But matter of fact, I need to give a shout out to my first Facebook person tonight, which is the first Facebook tonight goes out to Paul, I think it is. I think Paul was the first Facebook tonight. So Paul Kershaw, thank you so much. You're the first Facebook viewer tonight. So I appreciate you joining in. Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure to have you guys there. But we're getting ready for these guys. For me, like I said, I'm sorry I was interrupted, but like I was saying, for you guys who don't have Facebook and who hasn't followed me over the past few years, I've always, during football season and basketball season, I've always posted questions that are intriguing, questions that just that gets people talking and like stuff like that. So this is nothing different. This year is the same way. So I posted a question this week, and I made a comment that, I don't think the O-line and I think the receivers, or I don't think the DBs particularly played very, very well. And, it kind of goes back to playing Southern Miss, playing your competition. giving up third downs, 3rd and 18, you let them convert, all this kind of stuff. But basically, in 1 week, I've already been called stupid. I've already been called I'm a typical negative UK fan. I've already been blocked. So it's been a very, very eventful week, I should say. So, hey, Jeff, I see you, man. Chris, don't know where. LSU looks beatable. Too bad we don't play them. I said the same thing about that, dude. I did. Who was that? Peanut? I said the same thing about LSU. I said, man, these guys look beautiful. It's just a shame that we're not playing them this year. That's what, this weekend in Five Burn, and where it is if we win big college game day for Georgia game. You know what? Look, I'm trying not to get to the Georgia game yet because I want to blow out. So I just asked a question for you guys that's not on Facebook. I just asked a question as far as the South Carolina game. Is a win against South Carolina just good enough for you to feel good about playing Georgia, or do we need to beat South Carolina by 10+ points? And some people say a win is a win. Some people say yes, it's South Carolina. That these guys are horrible. We should blow these guys out. So what do you guys think? If we only win by 9 points, does that give you a lot less confidence about going in to play Georgia, or do we need to beat South Carolina by 3 touchdowns just so you can feel maybe it's a chance against Georgia? For me, I just want to come out of the South Carolina game healthy. I want to see how we execute. I want to see how we execute. Our defense, I've always wanted to see if our defense was going to be more aggressive. I don't, of course, we gave up 3 straight third down conversions, but then that's all they got the whole ball game. But my thing is, I still want to see our defensive backs particularly, to be more aggressive. I think our D line is going to be good. I think our backups are going to be okay. One thing that scared me about the ball game is Brock. Come on, man, you got to slide. Like, come on, man. It's a long year. I get it. Your first game, the adrenaline is going. You want to show the fans. You want to go the extra mile. But the extra mile is lasting it. 6 games from now, still being healthy. Can you be healthy in 6 games from now? But if you're taking those hits like you was Saturday night, it just gives me a moment of it just gives me a moment of pause. Nobody says they'll play better against us. Bama will open the playbook with trick plays and all. And like, to me, I kind of feel that way. Nobody, I feel the same way that you do as well too. I feel personally is that while South Carolina didn't look good against Old Dominion whatsoever, Old Dominion should have. They lost that ball game. They should have beat South Carolina. Nonetheless, I guess South Carolina found a way to win the ball game, and that's what you're supposed to do at home as well too, especially against ODU. But I personally feel like South Carolina is going to come out, and those guys are going to play at a high level. I hope that causes Kentucky to play at a high level too as well. If they do, I feel like Kentucky will be okay. I'm not necessarily afraid that we can lose to South Carolina, but if we don't come in there and we don't remember what happened last year and getting beat by those guys, then I feel like we'll come in this year and we'll get beat again. So Kentucky definitely got to come in. I hope they remember how it felt last year to lose to a South Carolina team that they had no business losing to, and they let them beat them. So hopefully this year these guys are ready to come in here and these guys are ready to play. Brock he be starting his first SEC game next weekend. So everything we hope is all will come into play, and we hope these guys are ready to execute and ready to play football at a high level, SEC football level, if I may say. I think our offense needs a few games to take off, but defense should hold South Carolina to 13 or less. I hope so. I would love to have a shutout against South Carolina. Is it impossible to shut out South Carolina? No. But I would love for our defense. Look, if our defense wants to have, for me, if we can find a way to shut out South Carolina, which means our defense is playing lights out football. Imagine what that does going into the Georgia game, knowing that you just shut out an SEC game at home on your field, and now you got the number one team in the nation coming to your field with an opportunity of a lifetime, to possibly keep it close. Okay, because I don't want people to say, "Oh no, this guy's just saying that we're absolutely going to beat Georgia." I never said that we're going to beat Georgia, but I'm saying if we keep it close, if we give ourselves an opportunity to beat Georgia, then I think the opportunity is there. But it all starts. We can't even get to Georgia first until we go through South Carolina. So I'm looking forward to these guys coming out playing a big ball game, and hopefully we can go out there and we can beat those guys, South Carolina, and we can show them how dominant Kentucky is going to be this year. And let's give them a preview of what is to come for the rest of the year. So 37-10 over South Carolina. I hope we only give up 3 points, man, against South Carolina. That's it. I want to beat those guys so bad. Like they shouldn't have beat us last year, but this is a new year, so we definitely gotta keep everything into perspective. But I think everything is going to be good. Um, See, I gotta do this right here because I'm missing some people. Curtis, thank you for coming in. Curtis said I think Brock did a lot better when he settled down in the pocket instead of scrambling. So if our O line can do their job, I think we can win big. And that's big too. We didn't give up a sack against Southern Miss, which we shouldn't give up a sack against Southern Miss. But the thing is, Brock took some hits. But I think I agree with Curtis. Once he settled down and he started, he had a couple of overpasses, and I think his overpasses was mostly to Dane. So I'm not sure where that disconnect is at as far as throwing it over my head or whatever. But I think most of the plays was really over the head to Dane Key. If they get that fixed or whatever, I really like our wide receivers. If the ball was in the vicinity of any, if the ball was last year, if the ball was in the vicinity, they found a way to drop the ball. Hit the ground and the ball fall out. I like that the guys actually caught the ball this year. They brought it in. They secured it and they make sure that when they hit the ground that the ball didn't come out. So even though it's just Southern Miss, and I know that's a very small sample size. I know we only played two quarters and about 3 minutes or whatever it was. I know that's all we played. But if that's what we got to go on to judge for right now, then that's all we got to go on to judge right now. And I like what our wide receivers are doing, and I hope that they continue on this path because I think we have the wide receivers in place that can really be effective. And I think looking at Brock is going to be a quarterback that I really feel like that, as Curtis said earlier, once he calms down and once the line's going to give him time to actually go through his reads and everything, I really think Brock is going to be a good quarterback. I just do. Regardless if he's never started before, you can't go to Georgia and not get better. You know what I'm saying? So even though he wasn't on the field, you still have to imagine that he still got better just being in practice. It's just the same way we're playing at Kentucky in basketball. Our teams are so good that every single practice is almost harder than a ball game. It seems like sometimes. So that's the same way that it is in Georgia. Even though he didn't get on the field a whole lot, you still got that experience of playing against some really good guys on defense. And I think that's what's gonna help him moving forward down as we get ready to play South Carolina. Um, Oh yeah, and talking about the tight ends as well too. It was good. It was really really good to see a tight end get a touchdown in game one. Is that gonna be the norm all year? I hope that we rely on our tight ends. I hope that we use them. We can't hype up our tight ends every year, and then the only thing we're gonna do is just use them for blocking. That had to feel really really good by Dingle for being able to score a touchdown so early in the year. Okay, you know what? My hard work. I go out here. Hey Michelle, how you doing? You my first ex. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to actually say hi. Thank you, Michelle. It means a lot to me. DHH, I see you too. Hey, Mike, go Cats. Going to be a hard game, but I believe the Cats going to 28-17 Wildcat wins. DHH, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So at the end of the day, I really like where our Wildcats are. Look, like I said, it's only a small sample size. Considering the situation, you go from completely high, pumped up, ready to play football, just to have it taken away from you, and you got to go back to the locker room, and then you got to go muster up the energy to come back out. An hour later or whatever it is, and then play again, and then get stopped, have a short halftime, and then get stopped again. It was a lot of roller coasters of things going on in the weekend, but I really like how Wildcats kept it together. Um, and I really like that, moving forward, I think we're going to go to South Carolina. I think South Carolina's going to come to Kentucky, and I think they're going to get back on the plane with a loss. And I think that's for sure. Caddis didn't play. I didn't see him out there. And I also didn't see, hey, Travis, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining. It means a lot to me, guys. Thank all you guys for joining. Remember, hit that like button if you haven't already. And if it's your first time, please let me know by stating it in the thing. in the comments so I can give you a shout out and let me know where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out as well too. If we can get by South Carolina without opening the playbook, we'll have the best chance in to beat Georgia. Hey, we'll see what happens. I think um, I think the offensive coordinator being up in the box and not on the field gives him a chance so he can really just kind of tune a lot of things out and just be and just hey Hurl and just being personal one on one with Brock, making sure that that the communication is there, that everything is being done like it's supposed to being done. So I'm looking forward to that as well too. I mean, I think it's a lot of positives that we can pick on. We can sit here and we can say, well, we played, what I'm saying, well, we played Southern Miss and all this, right? Because at the end of the day, you still got to go out and you still got to play football, and you can make bonehead decisions, and you can cost yourself, opportunities. And I think we didn't do that Saturday night, and because of that, I think it's all for me. It's going to always be about building confidence, one game at a time. What can we do today that we can learn on so we can go to the next week so we can get better on it? And you continue to get better and better. Unfortunately, we got to play Georgia before we really start hitting our stride. So that can be a good thing and that can be a bad thing. Maybe Georgia's not fully hitting its stride too as well too, even though they did just blow out Clemson, pretty good. But I think at halftime it was only 6-6. So it's a matter of perspective and how you actually take a look at a team and how can we compete with them and how can we keep a game close to give ourselves an opportunity. I think Kentucky has what it takes to hang with a lot of teams this year. Team looks good. Kentucky 31, South Carolina 14. Travis, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I gave you a shout out last week for your birthday, so I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. But happy belated birthday to you as well too, Kevin. What's up, man? Kevin looked good, man. He did. We got the pieces in place, man. The pieces in place are there, and it's just a matter of going out there and believing that no matter who's on the other side of the field, no matter what color uniform these guys are wearing, no matter where they came from, we have an opportunity to still win a ball game if we show up and if we believe in the guys beside us and we come to play football and we're not here just because it's on our schedule. And I feel like if we continue to do that, Kentucky can have a really successful year. One game at a time, believe, growth, and keep believing in each other. I think so. Very, very good. Christopher, it's good to see you, man. Thank you for joining in. Mark, I got you. We're going to open up again. South Carolina. I'm fired up for this game. I'm ready. You're welcome, Travis. I'm ready for that ball game. I am because we're still licking our wounds from last year, and because of that, we're ready to get revenge. And how do you get revenge? You just go out there and you just play ball and you give it your best every single ball game. Make sure I turn this down. Sorry about this, guys. I need an admin, I think. I do. So let me do this right here. Sorry about this. You guys watch me, man. I do this once in a while. That ain't right. People would laugh at me if I did that. Sorry about that. I don't know who am I. I'm doing this right here. Football. This right here. This right here. So yeah, I'm just ready to go out here and I'm ready to actually see what our Wildcats can do against an SEC opponent in South Carolina. And like nobody said earlier, we watch and we say, well, South Carolina's garbage. South Carolina should have lost against Old Dominion. Like it's just so many things that we can actually say, but I really feel like South Carolina is going to bring it, and they're no good. We just have to be honest. They're not a good football team, but for some reason they'll come Saturday night and they'll play the game of the year. They'll play for their head coach. They'll play motivated, and they want to come into Kentucky and they want to beat us twice. The question is, which version of the Kentucky football team will show up? And I think that's the biggest thing. If we could just have the guys show up and just ready to go. I feel like we got a lot of football. I guess one thing that we can look at is being all the teams around here. They played the whole 4 games. They got hit for 4 quarters. South Carolina had to go the whole length of the ball game to win. Kentucky should come out fresh. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But they should come out fresh and ready to go and not banged up and like stuff like that. Question Mike, does the probation we're on, does it affect? No, the postseason is not affected. We can still go to a bowl game based off our record. And so the better record we get, then the better bowl game we get. But absolutely not. We can still and that was this is for Chris. That was actually really good when I actually because I wasn't sure too as well. So I found out later that it did not affect our postseason, which was really good for us because I think going to a bowl game, even for the team and just for the recruits and stuff like that, it's just so much when you can tell that you went to a bowl game, and if you win, it makes it all that much better. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Driving with Style is the YouTube channel. Um, Driving with Styles. What YouTube channel is that? Peanut. Let me know with that, okay? Let's see, Jason for anything huge thing I'm concerned about. Let me see if I can put this up right here. Um, Jason says another huge thing I'm concerned about is in a traditional Mark Soup trademark, second or third play of game, 10 men on field and forced timeout. Fundamentals are worth one or two games per year. You know what? And you would think like, okay, why are we not getting the right personnel on the field? Why come we can't do that? We practice this all off season. Next team in, next team in, next team in. Communication has gotta be on point. And hey Jason, thanks for that post right there. I appreciate it. Communication has got to be it's got to be top of the line, and we can't use it. Okay, so like I said, it's Southern Miss, so you use a timeout. Okay, no big problem. But when you're in a big game and you got to waste a timeout just because the right personnel can't get on the field, then in a big ball game, in a close ball game, wasting that timeout on that could come back and cost you in the butt. And I think that's why he actually said that it could actually cost you one or two games a year just because of the timeouts already being used, everything being done. So I'm definitely looking forward for those guys to improve on the communication. And let for me, I say this: let's chop it up to a learning lesson in the first game. Let's get that out of our systems. Make sure everybody where they're supposed to be at, and make sure we don't have to burn a timeout just because we can get the right person. Imagine it's cheating and losing to Vanderbilt on your own field. I mean, that is what happened. Imagine cheating and losing to Vanderbilt. Uh, Van House does a weekly film room breakdown for Kentucky games on that channel. Okay, thanks, Peanut, so much. I appreciate that. That channel is called. You could say it. All seriousness. Yes, you scored 31 midway through the third, but let's be honest, is the worst team in the Sun Belt. You have to get. I mean, we will get better, man. I mean, we'll get better. You know what I'm saying? There was just a lot that was going on. First year quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get out there, get some game time with everybody playing together with a game or whatever. But Kentucky will be okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're talking about a Vandy fan, talking about maybe how UK's got to do, and we will all be the first fans to say that UK football needs to do better, and they will do better. It was Southern Miss, and you're right. I was upset that we gave up three consecutive third downs. I was upset about that. Um, I was upset, but we'll get better. It's the first game of the year. Not everybody's going to come out like an Alabama or Georgia and stuff like that and just blow people out. So we'll be okay. Appreciate that. I like the new rule on college football. They changed it to like 2 minutes left yeah. I mean, and that was pretty strange. 2 minute warning. 2 minute warning. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me get something to drink then. But hopefully, I get to watch the ball game in its entirety and in the fullness of it or whatever. I get to watch the whole ball game this week. I don't have to like go to work and sit in my car or go in the corner at work and watch the game. I get to do my post game show. It's going to be fabulous. I'm excited about that too. Trust me, we have a lot to clean up at Vandy. We cannot play as consecutive as we did in the third quarter. Conservative. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of teams are going to fix it. A lot of teams are going to get it together. A lot of teams are going to improve from week one to week two. I guess my only fear, because we didn't get a full game like everyone else, to work out kinks. So I think we got shortened. Like we didn't get a chance to really see what else we can really throw at them. which I don't think we was going to empty the kitchen sink on them or the kitchen on them anyway. But at the end of the day, you would like for Brock, because right now it's all about reps for Brock. It's all about reps for our running backs. It's all about reps for our receivers with our quarterback in game time situation. So it's a lot of reps that we missed out because of the late and the storms and stuff like that. But I think as professionals, I think as older guys who's been in college, may not have been a lot of didn't get a lot of playing time, but I think overall, I think we got the guys out there who are mature enough to say, okay, we didn't get the reps that we really wanted to tonight, but we're still gonna come out in the next ball game and we're gonna take advantage of this week in practice to get better, to learn what we did, and so we can improve on it. But we definitely can't be giving up 3 consecutive third down conversions to South Carolina the way we did with those guys. And I hope that our guys will, just like I cannot, for the love of me, I just can't figure out how Coach Stoops is such a defensive-minded coach, but our defense is just, we're not that aggressive. And I wish, of course, we only gave up three third down conversions all night, but it was like, why can't we just can't be more aggressive? Why? What is it going to take for Mark Stoops to say we're going to be aggressive? We're going to take chances. If you're going to beat us, fine. But we're going to be aggressive all ball game. And I just I just wonder on what is it going to take for that to actually happen? Stop doing crazy things like personal fouls and giving. Got to. We definitely got to do that for sure. I heard that Keaton and Destin Wade might be coming back to Nashville. Where it is, they are not happy in Colorado. They might come back to Vandy, man. They might end up at TSU or something in Nashville or something. So they may come back. So if you're not on the depth chart in Colorado with Dion, then you're probably not doing something right. Stop doing crazy things. Brock stares his targets down too long, almost cost us a pick 6. He does, and also, he threw an interception in that first possession. But in a sense, do you really blame him for that interception? I think it hit our receivers in the hand, it bounced up or whatever, and then they called it. So it's kind of like it's an interception because the ball came from him or whatever. But I don't think all interceptions are the same. I think you can throw an interception directly to to a defender. And then I also think that you can just throw it to your guys. It gets tipped up. They do tip drill, which they practice every practice, and they get the interception. So not all interceptions are the same. And I think that's the case for an interception that we actually threw. Our defense did get two NITs, baby, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, I wasn't necessarily always happy with the secondary. But if we can get 2 NITs, man, give me those 2 NITs all night, baby. Yeah, I take it. Michael Durrett says it's a game of chess. Being more aggressive makes the defense more in the mission. Stoops like to keep other teams on their toes. But I agree with you, Michael. You're absolutely right. I do. I like to mix it up. I do. I just don't think we play aggressive enough, and I think the offense knows that. I think we play softer more than we do aggressive. But, yeah, you definitely got to mix it up. You can't just go one way the whole ball game. I agree with you 100% on that. But I just don't think we go aggressive enough. And because of that, that's why we give it up 3rd and 18 against Southern Miss. Can't do that. No, you can't give up 3rd and 18 against Southern Miss because South Carolina, they're going to watch that film. They're going to see that, dude, they just gave up 3rd and 18 to Southern Miss. We can do that, and then, so those are the kind of things to me that I was like, okay, these are the kind of things that we need to change. We need to get better on. But yes, I agree. We definitely do not need to, we definitely need to mix it up and keep people on their toes. We got to be aggressive on defense. But up-tempo offense, I enjoy what time we got. Yeah, I think. Hey, Harold, I think everybody was enjoyed the time that we got. It's like spending the time with a girlfriend or boyfriend. I only got about 25 minutes with you, so let me make the best of this moment. I think that's kind of how it was as well. Brought the house on 3rd and 18. Yeah, we should have brought the house on 3rd and 18. We should have let them have it. But once again, why are we being aggressive? It's 3rd and 18. That's one of those plays where you could be like, it's just almost like a free play. Let's just see what happens. Let's just go all in, and we didn't, and we gave up the first down. So those kind of plays you cannot repeat. You cannot have that same mindset going into us. And people, well, it's just South Carolina. South Carolina is better than Southern Miss. They're in the SEC. These guys, they're going to elevate. You don't think Beamer's going to come in here not wanting to win the ball game? These guys are going to play football, and I think because of that, we got to pick and choose when we're going to be really aggressive. But I think for me, I'm a defensive guy, so I like being aggressive. I like getting up in your face, and I like letting you know I'm not going to let you get in your route. I'm not going to let you get comfortable. I'm going to be here all night. Good luck to you. Best man wins, and that's just me. Throw for 25 to 3,000 yards, 25 to 30 touchdowns, 70% completion passes in the season. Matt Short, bro, I tell you what, bro, you love some Brock Vandagriff. Bro, you've been saying that all summer, and I for you, I hope it comes true. And nothing for nothing else but for you. I hope it comes true, bro, because you are one true Brock fan for sure. We had the same thing, Mike. 3rd and 13, got to get off the field, gave up a 60-yard bomb, and they took the lead. I was furious. It just blows your mind. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing out there? Like, just you don't give that up to Southern Miss. But we're gonna be okay, man. Kentucky's gonna be okay. Kentucky's gonna bounce back, and we're gonna be okay. Thank you everyone who's joining in right now. I will hate jailbreak street. Thank you everyone who's joining in right now. I really appreciate it. Don't forget hit that like button. If you haven't already, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. That means a lot to me as well too, and everything. So I'm just super excited. The football season is finally here. We sit around all summer long and talk about what it could be, what we could be doing, how can things, work out for us. And now that it's finally here, now we can say, whoo, even though we only got a quarter, a half, and 3 minutes of a ball game, we can still say that football is back in the house. That's for sure. DHH, thanks so much for joining. Hit that like button on your way out, and I appreciate it. Oh, you're right. Like I really pay attention to the fifth best team in Tennessee. I still say you need to find Jesus. Just wait to Brock over. I can't wait, man. Should have had them stop 17 yards sharp and missed the tackle. And that's the whole thing, man. Like we got to, we just got to do better, and I think we will. I think when we look at that, when the guys go back and watch that, got to get off the quarterback this week. Our defense has definitely got to get. Thursday night I have more on South Carolina. I don't even know the quarterback's name. That's really how important that these guys are not to me for real. Walker got to get to the quarterback. Deion Walker he didn't get to the quarterback. Now remember, even though you don't get to the quarterback, the commotion, the disturbance that you causes while you don't get to the quarterback, that can still cause just as much havoc because now the quarterback is in panic mode. He sees this big guy like 6'10", it feels like huge, humongous first round draft pick coming straight at you. You might not get to me, but now I'm like, what? I don't want him to hit me. So now he gets rattled. So it's not a sack, but it's a hurry, and it still does make a difference. So, but when on those kind of plays, when the quarterback is rushed, then that's when our defense, that's when our DBs have got to, they got to capitalize on that, and they got to stay with their guys, and they got to try to see if they can disrupt all that back here and give the quarterback a moment of pause every time he tries to throws in the secondary because we're not hearing it as well. The beautiful thing about that South Carolina is they can't pass. No way they can run on us. Sellers is the X factor. His legs will make a break. Our run it will make or break South Carolina. Let's talk about our running backs for a moment, man. Sumo looked good. Our running Patterson, he looked good. I think our running backs, even though Chip is not there, and Chip is not, so just so you guys, if you haven't heard, Chip will not be playing against South Carolina. I was kind of hoping maybe he can get some snaps or whatever, just kind of get in there with a broken hand. But I'm hoping that it's not worse than what they say it is, but he's not going to be playing against South Carolina. So maybe they saving him particularly straight up for Georgia. I guess. I mean, that's not really a game that I want to come out and play my first game. Is opening up against Georgia, but maybe we know something that maybe that we don't know. Feria, thanks, and nobody. I appreciate it. Maybe they know something that we don't know as far as the what Chip is truly going to give us as a running back. But definitely got to go in there. We got to take care of South Carolina, and I definitely hope that we beat those guys by double digits. A win is a win, and we come out healthy. I take it. Let's just whatever, whatever you transcript. God bless you. Thanks, Donald. I appreciate that. They have some huge holes to run, uh, to run through. I hope so. They said DSK was neck and neck with. Okay. Um, Southern Miss gets right with blitzing, but they didn't give up a sack though. We didn't let him get sacked. He did take some hard hits. He took a hard hit when he was trying to run up the hole a little bit towards the later part of the game. But I didn't like how he got hit hard too. Like, whoo, he bounced back up, but he got hit hard, and I didn't really like that so much. But I did like what our running back did. I think even when Chip comes back, Chip can't stand there and run every single play, every single ball game. So if we got to have these guys, maybe this is a blessing in disguise because it really gives us a chance to really see what the other guys can do when um, when Chip is not in the game. So this is an opportunity for these guys to step up, these guys to show what they can do, and have their teammates believe that when Chip is not in the ball game, that things don't fall off too much, and we can still keep running the football as we have been known to do over the years for Kentucky football. And hopefully this year we won't be 12th in rushing. I think we had like 100 and like I told her like 160 something yards rushing for the night. I think that's what we came out to. Let me see. I got that right here. Rushing. I think we finished the night for rushing somewhere. Let's go look at that. But I don't think we did too bad. Nobody says South Carolina won't get 17. That would be good. I wish we could hold them to the 3 points all night long. That to me would be good too. But Wimsatt may be our best running back, 6'3", 227. We didn't see him. He didn't get in the ball game at all. So um, that's a big running back too, man. Ooh, he's big. 6'3", 227 as a running back. Um, Man, that's a big running back. Barry Brown, he came out, looked mature tonight against Southern Miss. And does anybody know what Carolina kicker is like? We will see Barry him return a couple. Nobody wants to kick to him. Nobody wants to kick to Barry Brown. I wouldn't want to kick to him. I definitely wouldn't want to kick to him. I would much rather take the ball at the 35 than give him an opportunity to run the ball. I just would. I'd be like, kick it out of bounds. We know Georgia kicked to him. We know Alabama would kick to him or something like that. But Southern Miss don't give the guy the ball for sure. For real, UK has to be careful if they introduce Draymond to the offense mid-season. Shades of 2022, we were better without C-Rod. It can disrupt the offense if we weren't. That's a good point. I like that. I like that thought, Chris. Yeah, I remember that we brought C-Rod back in, and it just didn't click like we thought it would be. So I'm hoping that Draymond comes back in the Georgia game. You know what I'm saying? Or right after the Georgia game, maybe he stays out the Georgia game and maybe he comes back to the Ohio game. I'm not really sure, but I definitely hope we don't have to wait all the way to mid of the year just to get him back because I mean, let's be honest, the running backs get used the O line gets used of the running backs and how they move and how they cut. They get used to blocking a certain way, and now you throw Chip back into the mix, and these guys they got to readjust again on how to block and get used to him running the football in real game scenarios. So if we can get Chip back sooner than later, then I think before our old line gets into a major groove of knowing who their running backs is, so we can mix it up with him too as well. I think that'll make a big difference as well too. No matter what we do, we can't play slow football any longer. That time is way past. Let it all hang out. Stoops, see what happens. I hope. I mean, it's it. Every team that we play is going to be aggressive. Can we match them with being aggressive? Why do we got to be the team to slow things down? I like the tempo. I think we played faster Saturday night. It was good to see those guys in a hurry up mode. Um, lets me know that those guys was in the moment. Let me know that those guys was really excited about let's get this play off and let's get it going and let's see if we can put up more points on these guys. So we got those are the kind of things that I hope to see that we continue to grow on and that we continue to get better for each and every ball game. That's for sure. Different kids react different ways. Chip may not be like Rodriguez. No, he may not be like Rodriguez. You're right. I mean, Rodriguez, he's a different beast, man. That dude's a beast. He's a beast. Um, but I do think the linemen get used to running backs running a certain way, and they know that they got to block a certain way. And because of that, if they get used of this guy's running the ball a lot, and this is how we're supposed to block, and then you throw another guy in, now we got to try to figure out how does he cut, how does he move, and like stuff like this, because it's all about patterns and like stuff like that. And I think if they, if we get Chip back, I think in the long run it'd just be better for Kentucky. They said Kentucky 42, South Carolina 7, going to be a better game for Kentucky this time. And a better game for Kentucky this time will be a W at Kroger Field. That's for sure. Different kids react different ways. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Mike, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm as well, too. This is the most depth students have in every position. He can't afford to bring anyone back gradually. Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, like I said, I was impressed with the running backs. You could tell those guys was really like, okay, because everybody knew that Chip was going to start. So not that the guys wanted to see Chip get hurt as far as the running back goes, but they knew that now because Chip was not going to play, that their opportunity was there. So now it's amazing what a player or someone would do when they know that their opportunity is on the line and knowing that they get a chance now that they probably wouldn't have had a couple of weeks ago, but circumstances now has led to I get an opportunity. And when you get that opportunity, I'm going to make the very best of it. And you can tell these guys are running. I got a question to you about um, Patterson got us. Patterson had some good runs. He got us down in. I think it was in. I think it was um, in the. I think it was inside the 10-yard line. He was running good. He was doing his job. He was running, but then they take him out and they let somebody else come in to get a touchdown. Sometimes sometimes I have mixed feelings about that. I'm a workhorse. I just got you down here, and then you pull me out, and then you let somebody else go score a touchdown. Maybe it is team first, so I say that. But a little bit as just humanly, just who we are as human beings. Why would you take me out for? I just got us way down here. I was part of that. Let me reward me with having a chance to score a touchdown. Don't take me out and then let somebody else come in and let them score a touchdown. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but I've always been that kind of guy. If I got you down here, give me the opportunity to help punch it in. Don't bring somebody else in at the tail of all my hard work. So maybe um, so maybe I'm wrong. So it would be a good second half lead protector. Let the defense get tired, then lean on them with a bruiser. He's a big back, man. Was Fury that true freshman? Um, Hammond runs plays from hash to hash to make their defense run sideways and get in their legs and get in their legs faster. Yes, man. Yes, Randy, Chris. It is sometimes Randy played a great game. Uh, Vandy got a win. So, I know Chris is pretty happy this weekend. He got to sleep good. So that's good. Chris says milking the clock is a huge advantage. You make those deep defenders sit in their crouch for much longer than they want to. That's true. I'm ready to get the game start. I'm ready to move and I'm ready to go. So I think it's all about just who you playing, the game, how the game is unfolding. What's going on. Are you gashing the defense? If you make them stay down in a 3-point stand longer than what they want to be because they're ready to move or whatever. It's every ball game is so different. It's all about making those in-game adjustments. and just seeing what your opponents are giving you, seeing how okay, maybe we don't have to be as aggressive. Maybe we can slow the game down a little bit. Maybe we need to speed it up. I think it's really just based off game to game, and I think if you got a coach that can really adjust with the end game of what's going on, I think at the end of the day, I think you can win ball games because it was because it's a chess game, and you was able to make better moves and prepare better when it needed when it needed it the most. And I think that's what winning the game sometimes comes down to. So what was the spread for that game? I understand you're thinking, but as a former player, rest after big plays is much needed. I understand you're thinking, but as a former player, rest after a big play. I used to love resting after. I used to put my hands on my hip. I used to be like, just put my hands on my shoulder pads, and I used to sit there and be like, okay, give me a break. So, but once again, that's why I said it's all about what's going on with the ball game. If you weren't, I mean, like if you wearing those big guys out, and you don't want to give them a break. So so it's really just all about what's going on in the ball game. But yes, I mean, if you can hurry up, if you can do a hurry up offense and completely keep your keep the defense off balance, you're not subbing because you're going so fast. The defense is not subbing, so those guys are huffing air and they just want to get off the field. So sometimes the best way to get off the field is just to let your opponent score. So at least you get to go over and rest and hope that your offense can stay on the field longer than 3 plays to give you a rest. But so we have to see how that goes. What's up? Hey Josh, hey man, welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well. No way we lose to South Carolina home. They only be about 4 points, so we should stomp them into the ground. Go Big Blue. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, we should beat South Carolina. This is for Josh Hart, and thanks. Good to see you, man, for real. Ideally, we would like to say that we should be beating South Carolina by 10 plus points, 3 touchdowns. Everybody's going to have what they really. Some people are just going to say, "Hey, just win the ball game, even if it's by 1 point. Let's just do it and let's just move on." But some people want to say, "No, I want to beat South Carolina by 3 plus touchdowns." Just for me to feel any type of positive way going into the Georgia game. If we can win by 3 touchdowns very convincingly, then I'm not still, some fans say I'm not ready to say Kentucky's going to beat South Carolina, but at least I know that these guys are coming in to play football and they're not going to limp in with just barely beating South Carolina. So it's all about the perceptions of each individual and what you feel and deem that is a good enough win. So when we do go into that ball game, people will be like, okay, you know what, Kentucky, it's still Georgia, but you know what, it's always okay to dream. It is. Otis Cox, thanks for joining. To meet South Carolina, you run the ball and run the ball some more. So we just got to keep pounding it. And I think we got 3 running backs back there that's going to run the ball, and those guys are more than willing to for the challenge of being able to to be successful on the field. That's for sure. And we just got to be it better be 35-10 Cats. I want them to destroy them. I think a lot of people want them to destroy them just because we got beat last year, and that was a game. That we had no business. Losing. So I think that these guys really. Really are looking forward to these guys playing. And so hopefully we can come out here, we can get a win, we can blow these guys out, and we can just make things happen like never before, and we'll just see what happens. So, score predictions. People's already throwing them up. They're already saying what we hope we should get, and but I think overall that our receivers, the quarterback, I think everyone has actually truly accepted. I think everyone has accepted the challenge at hand, and I think everyone's ready to really go out there and play. Um, I'm a Stoops fan. Done great things for UK football. Just got to keep up with the way it is now, up tempo or whatever we got to do game to game. And I agree with that so much too. Running slow, deliberate offense and make sure we can score on every possession. the recipe to beat South Carolina is to keep Sanders off the field, get them behind, and force them to throw the ball. That could be just it right there, Chris. That's a good comment, Chris. Appreciate it. Um, if you can score every possession, you can beat anybody. Probably so. Which at least you could be in the ball game if that's the case. If you could just give them, if you could just score on every possession, and I think every team in the nation would want to score on every possession. That's for sure. That would be fun for the fan base. That'd be fun for the fans too. Um, Let me see. 10-point favorite over South Carolina. Is that what he said? Yeah, I think I should see that right here. Let me see if I can go back to that. Someone says with 10.5 points favored over South Carolina. Let me see if I can get that. UK 10.5 favorite over South Carolina now. Probably goes up by game time. So we'll see how that goes. 42-13 from Mark Earl. That means we're going to blow those guys out. Still 13 points is too much. Um, South Carolina's strength is the running game, but they couldn't run on ODU. Imagine our front seven going to be fun. Our front seven should have a feast that day. We should blow we should blow that middle up all day long. But sure, and as Chris said, please make them throw the ball. I don't think South Carolina putting very much into NIL to get better players. I hope Kentucky continues to put. Let's see what Vandy does against Missouri, and let's see what VT does the next 3 weeks. um, so I mean, football season is here, guys, and I'm happy because now every single Saturday I got something. To look. Well, Sunday mornings for me, Sunday late evenings, Sunday mornings for me. I got something to look forward to, something to get me up out of bed, and helps me to just get ready for the day by being able to watch some football. I have no expectation to beat Missouri. VT is going to challenge in the ACC. Well, we're definitely going to see what Virginia Tech is going to do. Stoops and Beamer don't like each other. UK 40-9, 48-9. Ooh, I take that. I take a 48-9 beating over South Carolina. That would be a game to remember for ages. That's for sure. Hey, I think Josh Hart has made it pretty clear he wants to beat South Carolina. I don't think he wants to lose that game for sure. Hope players aren't looking ahead to Georgia. I hope not, man. This is from Matt Short. I hope fans, fans will, but I hope the players inside the locker room are not looking past South Carolina because South Carolina's going to come in here. They weren't supposed to win last year. They come in here last year and they walked out with a W. So I hope those guys in the locker room, the ones that was there, I hope they remember that, and I hope these guys are ready to play football. This is a game because South Carolina is a running team. This is a game that our front seven, as someone just said earlier, Deion Walker, those guys up front, they should be ready for this ball game. This is their type of ball game. What are you going to do against a team who loves to run the football? Can you show up? Can you, as they say, Deion Walker, can you make some money for your drive by playing against a team that likes to run the ball, and can you stuff that middle, and can you cause these guys to go continuously third and out? That's the kind of things that we're looking for. Sure, change is okay for another season or so. He is like there and has improved the program. UK 34, South Carolina 17. I hope we don't give up 17 points. That's for sure. Um, I'm talking and I think I'm on an Apple, and my Siri keeps popping up like I'm talking to them. So, but I'm it keeps writing what I'm saying because I'm not talking to you. So, Alex Safari is faster than Sellers. He was spy, and the blue will shut them down. Alex, the secret weapon, the spy. So. It's gonna be fun. See, that's what I'm saying. Football season's here. Everyone's just ready for this for sure. Everyone's just ready for. I don't know how to get Siri off my screen. Siri just comes up. I didn't get that. No, because I didn't ask you for anything, Siri. I didn't okay, these phones and computers are just they're straight listening to us. I don't like this. I'm about to turn off Siri because they think I'm talking to them. I don't think we be looking ahead. We're going to be ready. I think so too. I think the Cats are going to be ready only because of what happened last year, and I don't think those guys want to let South Carolina come in here and beat us 2 years in a row. That just can't happen, and we gotta get that fixed. and I hope that these guys are already back. What is day? Wednesday? Man, it's already Wednesday. Well, I'm sorry, it's Wednesday for me. Um, as well. So next Thursday we will have a show. I will not be in Kuwait. I will be traveling back out of town again next Wednesday night. So Thursday, I made it when I'm traveling next week. I made it so I can leave on a Wednesday. So I'm already situated for Thursday, so I can do my show on Thursday. So next Thursday will be a show, even though I will not be in Kuwait. I've decided to leave the country again because I don't like being here on the weekend. That's for sure. Which gets hyped because of a weak schedule. They're supposed to win. Yeah, I don't think we, for sure. It will be the third year in a row that CMAC attack gaming. Three has South Carolina beat us the last 2 years? Really? Game CMAC attack gaming. I didn't. How did I think? Well, look, if that's the case, and my fault for not knowing that right off the bat. CMAC, thanks for that. For that. But if that truly is the case, then guess what? Kentucky needs to go out here and we need to stump a knot hole in there. Okay, we need to go out here and we need to. Otis, that's the score I want to see right there. Otis, right there. That's the score I want to see. I want to see UK 48-3. Don't give South Carolina no more than 3 points, and they better kick a 65-yard field goal to get those points. I want to see us come out flat out destroy South Carolina. Period. I need to see that. Yes, South Carolina beat us 2 years in basketball. Yep, they sure did. Man, I don't want to talk about that. We should have beat those guys too. Don't worry, we'll beat them this year in basketball. That's for sure. Um, same with Ole Miss versus in Texas. That's why. That's why we get them both. We'll be Ole Miss first test, and we'll see how attrition of a full SEC ahead schedule affects Texas late season. Hey, if VT challenges for the ACC, I admit Vandy beat a good team, but I really thought VT wouldn't be that good this year. Honestly, I was thinking Puke would challenge this year. Well, everyone's definitely going to want to see how good uh, Virginia Tech is going to be this year because they lost to Vandy. So that's definitely when you get back. Matt Short says, "Where's that at?" Matt Short. Mike, when you get back into the town, we are going to go to Steakhouse in Uptown, the Horseshoe, a good old steak in the United States of America. Let's go do it, baby. Give me a good home cooked steak. It's always good. They have won when we have had an injured quarterback. I included Larry because he was not 100% healed. Okay, I got you. Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad about? I just want to be South Carolina because like if this is for let me get back to who wrote this. I'm not sure why are you so mad about South Carolina. The reason why I'm so mad about South Carolina is it's simple. If Kentucky wants to consider themselves to be a team on the come up, if Kentucky wants to be a team that wants to be taken serious in the SEC, then I think we're better than South Carolina. And in order to be better than South Carolina, you have to beat them consistently. You can't be up and down, up and down, up and down, losing consecutive games or whatever. I think if you want to say, okay, Kentucky football is moving truly in a positive pathway. But if you're moving positive, but then you allow a South Carolina who is not a better team than you, but you're not executing and you're not finding a way to beat South Carolina consistently, then that's why I think it's time for us to get back to beating South Carolina like we're supposed to, so we can say that we are a team who's making true progress. Otherwise, losing to South Carolina, throwing in a loss to Vandy here and there, you can't do that, man. Like Kentucky would never be able to take that next step into being somebody that can be truly respected until we can win against teams like South Carolina consistently, until we can beat Vandy consistently. These, Mississippi State, these kind of teams, if we want to be taken seriously, we got to win these games consistently, and we haven't did that. And that's why I said I want to beat South Carolina because I didn't like that they shouldn't have beat us last year, but they found a way to win the ball game, and then they had to dance on our field, which is disrespectful. But if you don't like it, you got to beat them. So we got to beat South Carolina this year as well too. Hey, good question, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. UK hasn't beaten their new basketball coach. I'm Lamont. Are you coming home for good? When my time is up here, I'm done. I keep seeing a lot of jobs. I've already turned down a few jobs. People contacting me to stay over this way longer. Nah, I miss my family, man. If my family would come with me and they would stay with me, I may never come back. But they're not coming with me anytime soon, and because of that, it's just time for me to come home, man. I miss the family so much, and but you guys help me. You guys help me pass the time. You guys keep me company, and Tuesdays and Thursdays come by pretty fast, and then we got Saturday. So time hopefully will start picking up now. I won't even think about it. And before you know it, it'll be time for these guys to let me out. And I'll be going. Opinions totally makes sense. Oh, absolutely, see back. And hey, welcome to the show. I'm not sure if it's your first time. I think it's my first time seeing you or whatever, but hey, thanks for joining in. Absolutely. We welcome all SEC fans or whatever. We just come here, we talk. Everyone here is, of course, 99.9% is Kentucky fans. But we understand that, in order for us to be taken seriously, and South Carolina feels the same way about us. If we're gonna be taken serious, we gotta beat Kentucky year in and year out. And that's the same thing for us as Kentucky fans. If we want to be taken serious, we gotta beat South Carolina, consistently and not one inefficiency year that South Carolina is going to that they're going to beat us like they did last year. So we owe them a butt whooping, and I think this year, I think we're going to. I think that we're definitely going to give South Carolina a run for their money, and I think we're going to go in there. I think they're going to come to Kentucky and they're going to lose with an L. And darn it. Chris, she's playing JV. This is her first year in basketball, so she's playing JV basketball and everything. So she's the shortest one on the team, man. But she's definitely got a heart, and she's out there holding her ground. So I will miss her first game and everything, but I definitely look forward to getting home to seeing her play before her first season is over. That's for sure. We are better. We are better. We're better. We recruit better than South Carolina and everything. So it's just a matter of Beamer, I guess Stoops, and who wants it most, and who can come up with a mind game the best for their teams in order to win that ball game. But ultimately, I don't care who you have for a coach. I don't care what's going on. The guys between those white lines, they still got to go out there and play football. And I hope it means enough to Kentucky this year that says enough's enough. We're beating these guys, and they're not leaving with a W. They're not going into our locker room and our stadium and celebrate a win just because they come here and beat us. It's just not it's just not happening this year. Establish a running game. Yes, sir. Welcome to C-Mac. C-Mac he's a South Carolina fan. I think Kentucky has an edge on offense, but our defense is good and we cause everyone on our schedule problems. Well, hey, we'll be back here Saturday night, right after the Saturday afternoon, right after the ball game for the postgame show. So please, C-Mac, jump back in as well too. I would love to have you. Who you pick? Beat Georgia, Tennessee, Ole Miss, or Texas? I'm gonna have to go, and I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, and I know Ole Miss is good, but for some reason, I don't know why. I'm just sold on we're gonna beat Ole Miss this year, and I maybe I'm crazy. I don't mean to disrespect by saying this, but you are going 0-4 in those games. Those teams are just on a different level. Heck, Chris, that could very much well be the case, man. It could be, but did anybody really give you guys a chance to beat Virginia Tech? Not really. Nobody really thought Vandy was going to beat Virginia Tech the way you did before you guys did. I mean, the way you guys did. So, crazier things have happened. We just got to go out and just play, and one game at a time. I'm a little late to the part. I know we have a brutal schedule, but this should be this should really show if we have taken the next step or we just aren't ready for the competitive with the upper part of the SEC. Shane Bolton, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate you. And that is exactly what I was saying just a few minutes ago when I was trying to compare beating South Carolina consistently, beating Vandy consistently, beating Mississippi State, beating some of these teams consistently. If Kentucky wants to be taken serious, and if Kentucky really wants to be seen as a team that can maybe make a little noise or some type of noise in the SEC, these are the kind of games and kind of teams that we have to beat on a regular basis. Otherwise, it's just the same old Kentucky team, and people are going to just say the same dialogue when this basketball season starts. So we really we really want to establish ourselves as a team that can beat South Carolina on a consistent basis and like stuff like that. But we just got to come out and we got to display. And you know what, Chris? That is exactly that's exactly the point that I make with Kentucky in some of these games that just people say no, Kentucky's not going to win the ball games. That's the same point that I'm trying to make. I haven't been saying anything different. If we go into a ball game like an Ole Miss or a Tennessee or even a Georgia or even a Texas, if we can just find a way to hang around, we can just find a way not to have the first quarter and we already down 21 to nothing. When that's when people's already pretty much checked out by then. Like, well, here we go again. It's okay. It's just this team. We lose. Let's move on with the rest of the season. If we can just find a way to hold on and just make it a very competitive game down the stretch, which team can make a mistake that can be capitalized by the next team and make a run, and we'll see what happens. And I think that's what football at times is all about: is can you find a way to hold on and hang around? And we see too many smaller teams finding a way to hold on in games with much inferior teams and finding a way to close out the game and win just because they forced a turnover, NIT, or something happened that just caused these guys to where they was able to win the ball game. So I'm not ready to write Kentucky off as just having an okay year. If we could just do what we need to do to keep games close, I feel like the opportunities are there for us to get in there and steal some of those ball games. Yeah, it'll be a steal. If we go to Ole Miss and get a win, it'll be a steal. If we go to Tennessee and get a win, it'll be a steal. If we can beat Georgia at home, we should get locked up for life for stealing because we go to Texas, it'll be a steal. But the opportunities are there for us to win the ball games if we show up like we're supposed to and play football. Tennessee isn't better than us in the trenches. Their advantage is that the skill positions. That's why I give us a chance. Always give us a chance. You know what I'm saying? Nation Cooper Mays. What are you talking? Is he? Yeah, Cooper Mays. I think he's going to go pro. He's going to be a pretty good draft stock. That's for sure. But that doesn't mean Cooper's not on defense. So Cooper can't stop us on defense. Anything is possible. It is. But all I know is Kentucky got this first win. And also, guys, before I close out, Jasper is announcing on Friday. It is not open to the public. You have to contact his dad. I don't have his dad information, but I just was reading. You got to contact his dad if you wanted to try to go to the to go to the ceremony. But it's going down Friday. Hopefully, this is for all you guys who follow recruiting to the top and back. I hope we get Jasper. All you guys, all the time that you guys put in to keeping up with Jasper, knowing every little thing that's going on. I hope, for me, to see you guys and to see us get a guy that you guys have been following for so long, that's a big thing. But hopefully Jasper will commit to Kentucky on Friday. A lot of people think it's a done deal. He wouldn't be coming back to Kentucky to Woodford to do his announcement if it wasn't going to be Kentucky. But we all know crazier things in life have happened. So until he actually says, I'll be taking my talents to the University of Kentucky next year, we're going to hold off and we're going to see what happens. But definitely when we meet Saturday night post game, we have a new commitment in Jasper Johnson to the Kentucky Wildcats. That's for cool. Clint, welcome in. It's good to see you as well too. At Jimmy, see you're in here. It's going to be at 2:15. Like I said, I don't have his dad's information. It's not open to the public. You got to get permission from his dad or whatever. But hopefully that can close off, and hopefully people like Jimmy, JC, these guys who follow recruiting that stay up late at night trying to figure out what's going on. Can I get any more scoop? Can I hear anything else? I hope that these guys are able to close out the loop and get him so they can say, yes, I followed him from beginning to the end until we got him at Kentucky, and that's what I wanted to. Thursday, my apologies. Yes, 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 because Thursday, well, I thought it was the 5th. I thought he was committing on the 5th. I didn't know Wednesday is the Wednesday's the 4th. That's right, Wednesday's the 4th, and Thursday's the 5th. So it's not Friday. It is actually Thursday the 5th. I'm sorry about that. I'm getting my days ahead of Jefferson Options being private. Makes me think he's going to Alabama. Could be. I mean, like I said, like you never know. So until I can truly celebrate, I'm not really ready to celebrate just yet. I'm going to wait until he commits, and then we'll celebrate as a group together as well. So, because anything can happen, and yeah, that's kind of crazy too. If it's open, you want as much people as possible to come celebrate the occasion or whatever. But if you're shutting doors, and if it's only a handful of people, hand selected, or you got to get permission, not so fast there. Not so fast. But hopefully, when we talk on Saturday, hopefully for sure, we definitely have a new recruit. But definitely, I think right now, even though that's a big thing for Jasper to possibly be committing to Kentucky, I still think because it's football season, I think the biggest thing right now is can Kentucky go in and blow out South Carolina as well. So, and even though if Jasper commits to Kentucky, the ball game, if we can go and blow out Kentucky, that would just be one heck of a week. Getting the top recruit and also going out and blowing out South Carolina at home. That would definitely be for all this mess I hear about recruiting when they hear. And yeah, so like for me, I don't really keep up with recruiting. I do have a couple of guys who keeps me up to date. But it's just like for me, I've never been a person that kept up with recruiting. I just like to say they're coming to Kentucky. Cool, let's play ball. That's just the kind of guy that I am too, as well too. Because it's a lot to keep up with recruiting, and I'm like, look, I don't have the time. So I applaud those who do keep up with it. It means a lot, but I just good thing we will see. South Carolina Gamecocks look suspect against Ole Miss against Old Dominion. They did look suspect, and I hope that because of that, I hope that our guys respect them. I hope that they're not looking past them, and I hope that these guys come out on fire, flying around and ready to go. I might mention the Pickens here in a second. Oh yeah, so I'm not. I know some of you guys have. If you're on Facebook, we have a group called Second to None, which we cover all the SEC teams or whatever. And owner Vandy Chris, he has created the pick'ems. It's we didn't get it. Chris, you can correct me. I don't think we got it in the first week zero or week one. So I think everything is actually starting now for going into week two. So if you're not a part of Second to None group, you can go be a part of that. You can get into it. You can get into the pick'ems as well and have a bunch of fun. And let's see who knows how to call games the best predict games to what. I'm not staying up late for nobody if the games are late. That's why we got DVR. So yeah, I like my sleep. I cannot predict a margin of victory or score due to Southern Miss game only being 2+ quarter. Yeah, I mean, but I subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Clint. I think if we would have played 4 quarters, I think we was gonna hang 50 on them. I just do. I just felt like Brock needed to see that. He needed to see the ball go across the line as much as possible. I don't think it was necessarily a us trying to be disrespectful and run up the score. But I think we needed those reps, and I think that's the biggest thing that we lost by not being able to play a full game is those reps. Brock really, really needed those. He really needed those reps, and I don't think he got it. And the running back, they need some touches now with the with the with the pound and ground of the running backs. It ain't the worst thing that we didn't get that we didn't play a whole football game. We should be fresh going into the South Carolina game, but overall, I think Brock needed those. I think just that connection with the receivers needed a little work, but we didn't drop the ball a lot like we did last year. So to me, that is a major plus. I'm just starting to click. Probably would have had 3 more. I think we would score 3 or 4 more touchdowns before that night is over. I have to believe that. I really do. People can say what they want. How many 3-and-outs do we have in 2.5 quarters? We only punted once, if I'm correct, and somebody can correct me. But I think Kentucky only punted the ball one time that night. So I put up a post of over or under. Matter of fact, let's just do that right now. Let's just do that. Over and under. Kentucky punched the ball 4 times against South Carolina. What do you got? Let's just do that right. Beats us 14-3. I hope we score more than 14 points on y'all. C-Mac attack. I like it. Tell others on all respective sports web pages and social media platforms. Um, UK easier could have put up 60. Yeah, I think we could have put. Uh, so, what do you guys think? Over or under? Kentucky punched the ball under. Okay. Over or under 4 times. Okay. Okay. Yes, and a massive punt. We got a good punter. We got our kicker is on point, man. Is school is going to be in session. Media, yes, and family in school will be there. He is going to be a wildcat. Okay, Jimmy. See, and Jimmy's one of those guys who really follow recruiting, and that's why I'm so happy for guys like himself who really follow recruiting and to see that progress to go from the beginning to the end, and then we get our guy. It's almost like my hard work, my dedication to keeping up with what's going on didn't go in vain. And for me, that would be the hardest part is trying to keep up with a recruit and you follow them for 3 or 4 years and you try to figure out everything about them, where they're gonna be at, every little quote they say, and then they go somewhere else and you be like, man, see, I quit. Not doing that no more. That's for sure. Under. I'm gonna post UK still an 8 point favorite over South Carolina. Actually, someone said earlier, I think it was nobody who put it up. He actually said that we're actually a 10.5 favorite over South Carolina right now, and it may go up. Stoops said he punted 70 yards and had to back them up, but they can't do it consistent. See, nobody just put it up again. So, hey, bro, I'm a UGA dog, but I definitely wish Kentucky and Brock Rennick the best of luck. Appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. That's you guys are being Georgia again. Let me just put it like that. You guys are still doing Georgia things, and I just asked that. Well, Kentucky would be there, Georgia's still doing Georgia thing, dude. That's all I can say about Georgia. Georgia's still doing their thing. But Jimmy H, thanks so much for joining in, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So definitely when we play Georgia, I'll be doing the post game show with Georgia. So please come back in and join if you have time as well too. Um, see, Stoop said but our kicker is good, man. See, with our kicker, like he's kicking the ball like almost into the bottom of the stands. He's kicking the ball out of the back of the end zone. I saw him Friday night. I said, "Sup, Rick?" He said, "Man, stop that." And then we laughed and talked about Pearl Khan losing that second game. So, he went to Pearl Khan. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Uh, Barry Brown looked good, man. He looked good out there. You could tell he looks like he's maturing. You could tell that he's ready. You could tell he's all business. See this year he caught a touchdown in the end zone that I think maybe he would have dropped last year just because of where the ball was put at. But I think his dedication in the off season, I think that allowed him to mature. He got up under the football, made sure that it wasn't going to hit the ground, and he got that interception. Then he caught two touchdowns for Barry and Brown. That builds a lot of confidence, and it really does. And I like how the other wide receivers all rushed over to where he was at, and they celebrated him scoring a touchdown. And once again, if you just joining, I was really happy that our tight ends got a touchdown. I'm glad that Dingle got a touchdown. I hope that this is not the last time that we actually see Dingle or our tight ends score a touchdown and just not just score a touchdown, but target me when we're moving the ball. You know what I'm saying? Give me the opportunity to help the team move the ball down the field, and let's see what happens. Keep the defense guessing. Not that they're going to just let me just go to Barry Brown the whole ball game. Let's just make sure that we cover him. No, we're going to mix the ball up all ball game. Dane caught a couple of good passes that night too. Macklin was good. So overall, I think our guys are going to be. I think our team is going to be okay. I know everyone here is excited, ready to get week 2 in the game. Sorry about that. Ready to get week 2 going, and let's Kentucky have, and let's get that going. I'm still not sold on the offensive exposure from either team. Both defenses they fly around and make some plays. And most I got 21 for Kentucky, and at the most 14 for us. I don't see either team. See, Mac, we definitely look forward to playing South Carolina, man, and definitely make sure that you come back for the post game show Saturday night as well too. I think the game comes on here for me at 10:30. I think that's when it comes on for me. So I'll be up. Probably watch like the first half at the gym, and then I come upstairs and I'll watch the rest of it up at my apartment or whatever. So, what's this? If you're going to the UGA game, don't forget to bring the dog biscuits for the fans. I'm going to watch a 5-star quarterback Friday night. Kid is a freshman already. His offers from Oregon. These guys are playing. I mean, these guys are getting better and better, younger and younger. That's for sure. No matter what, I'm glad you welcome. Absolutely, man. We welcome everyone here, man. This is a channel that we are. We're family. We just come in here. We like to talk sports. We keep it clean. We keep it classy. Most of all, we respect each other and we respect others. You're in the set. I mean, you're in the SEC. Well, we welcome all fans. We just call you a distant relative. That's all we call you, okay? But you're welcome to come in here and everything like that. And I definitely, unless y'all playing us, good luck to you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I think it's a race this year. I think it's a race this year for last place in the SEC. Is it going to be Florida? Just got Florida's horrible, bro. But once again, we still got to go to Florida. We still got to play Florida. So right now, before we do anything, let's just beat South Carolina in a fashion way. I subscribe and I appreciate you talking ball. Hey, no problem, C-Mac. Appreciate you. Okay, thank you so much. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're always here, and post game shows. The post game shows vary based off when the game is played and what time it's over. So that's not something that is in concrete. It is concrete that it's going to happen. It's just a time fluctuates. But Tuesdays and Thursdays is when I do my show. And when I get back to America, then hopefully all that's going to shift, and I'll be able to do more stuff at home too as well. Florida better go QB2. That's just painted blue. I think we're still thinking about 20-point win, but when the fourth quarter rolls around, we'll just be um, we'll just be praying we get the W. That's how South Carolina games always go. Yeah, because they always find a way to stay in the game and then come back at the last part of it and steal it from us, and it just makes me a little bit angry. It just does, man. So that's for sure. But hey, these cats get mad at me sometimes, but they know I mean well. Been with Mike for about 2 years now. 3 years, Chris. 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. It's been 3 years, Chris. So we've been with him too. Oh, absolutely, man, Chris. Believe me, I need you. But anyway, guys, Kentucky be back. We'll be back Thursday night again, right here. Don't forget that after this goes off, if you can go back and watch a little of the replay, it helps the video out. Leave a comment after the video goes off. That makes a difference too. Tell your friends and family about it, and I appreciate it. We always hear Tuesdays and Thursday nights here on the Loyal BBN Fan Show. My text line, 270-220-0994. You can text that even though I'm overseas. You will not get any extra charges. It goes straight to my phone. And if I'm available, I definitely will text back. Some people text me. I'm not able to get right back to them, but when I have a minute, I'm able to kind of touch back and thank you. I maybe comment on something. So the text line is 270, right here at the top of the page, somewhere, 270-220-0994. Hit me up with your thoughts about the South Carolina game. After you leave the thoughts on the YouTube video, once the video goes off. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. For you guys who are watching, who didn't comment, I appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button. And until next time, go Cats. Hurl, I did it. I waited. Go Cats.